And we're live. Hey everyone,
Up.
Hi.
what's up?
No.
What's up? This is Level Up Geek Nights, and this is probably our last podcast for the year. Woo! Because
Three.
So,
it's so busy. Everything's so busy nowadays, and we can definitely feel the Christmas coming. Uh, yeah, Christmas is coming. So, by the way, guys, my name is John B, and I am the Christian Geek, and together with me are the boys. Um, we
up.
have Gio the bear. Hi, bear.
Hi.
Hi. And of course, we have the boss man himself, John G.
Yo. Hello, hello.
So tonight, we are no holds barred. Wow, no holds barred. So we're going to have a random table talk tonight and talk about different topics. What's going on the internet? What we're up to, and what's our thoughts and spin on
Mhm.
it, right? So unfortunately, the ladies can't join us tonight because one of the ladies is busy
Christian.
with homework, home chores, and the other has just reopened the cafe. Yay!
Yes.
So this
We
program,
open the legendary Arcane Vine.
yes.
That's a
So
Arcane
very
Run.
arc.
I can buy. So this program is brought to you by Arc and
Grano
Vine
de
Cafe. So you
Tonto.
can Google Arc and Vine Cafe. You can Waze it as well. It's in Makati. Definitely stop by if you want the best food, best coffee. Wow, pressure. Hi, Ninay.
Great food, great coffee. A very uh humble and comfy, out of the way cafe resto to hang out. Good for quiet meetings, good for like solo time, small date. Ano pa ba?
Big days. I don't know.
Maybe not big date, medium date. Unless you're talking about appetites, in which case,
Yeah,
yeah, big dates are
just,
totally fine.
just for anything if you want to eat.
Yeah, if you want to eat, then
Eat
there's
if
a
you
lot
want
of
to
like
eat some good food.
good
You
bang for
want
the
good
buck food.
food, comfort food, and the
Mm.
value for money,
Yeah.
and with staff that is there to really make you feel welcome and at home, then Ark and Vine is
Yeah.
the place to go.
Yeah, if you don't win your PUBG Battle Royale game, you could still get your winner chicken dinner there.
That's true. Winner,
Exactly.
winner, chicken dinner.
Exactly. So this program is brought to you by Ark and Vine Cafe. Grado sponsor no Tekyo de o Christmas. No, just kidding. So anyway, let's begin. Let's start. What have we been up to, guys, lately? Let's
What
start with
have we been up to?
let's start with John, who has just come from a trip.
Yes. So paano ba? So geek life lately, I guess for me has been I am trying to get my hands on an SD card here in Davao for my Switch so I can install Pokemon, the newest one, Violet and Scarlet. I'll be getting Violet incidentally. So I'll be going online. Gio and the others have been playing ahead of me, so I'll have to catch up. Aside from that, though, I have been spending a lot of time on Warhammer, Total War 3, ever since the beta of the Immortal Empires mode came out last month. So I've been adding mods to it this time around, playing around with it. It's a very fun game. I'm a huge Warhammer fan and a Total War fan. There's that.
Is that why you posted that video to us recently of Warhammer 40K? What was that?
Yeah, kind of.
Darksiders?
I think that's
Dark
probably why
Tide,
I had that.
Darker Tides, or something like that.
Hold on, I had a.
You hold on. You have a what? Oh, he has
Someone speaking to him.
he has rich boy duties. Just kidding.
Wow. Hi. No worries. I am also playing some Pokemon. Emphasis on playing because I currently have it on the other screen.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
had.
Gio is actually playing the Pokemon game, and I think it's crazy. I just want to comment. I feel FOMO.
You do.
I feel a bit of FOMO
If only you had a Switch.
if I only had a Switch, but that's not the priority right now. I
It is
need
a
to.
it is a
Mm.
low price. I
Well,
mean,
number one, I
honestly,
need.
I wouldn't have a Switch if it weren't for the fact that I was helping a friend offload her Switch, and I was like, yeah, okay, you know what? I wanted a Switch. Let's help someone out get money. Secondhand discount price, sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Uh,
Anyway,
and actually, I want a Switch or a PS5 or any console for that matter.
you have a PC though, Master Race.
I do have a PC, and if we're gonna talk about priorities, I want to buy a newer graphics card, or actually, I'm in the market for a laptop, and this is for work related purposes.
Mm,
So there's so many expenses that I have to plan out. So yeah, console is kind of low on the
very low on the list.
yeah,
How much would your budget be? Maybe someone out there will sell.
but I
That said,
do. I'm looking for either a brand new or used laptop for work purposes. So I'm still trying to see what is the lowest specs that I will go. But definitely I want something that has at least 16 gigs of RAM because
that's fairly. That can't be an.
no, but there are 7th gen laptops with 16 gigs of RAM. So,
Well, I
you know. But I really want to play Pokemon, truth be told, because I'm a big Pokemon fan. I've been playing Pokemon
I
since
haven't
a
played a
Game Boy.
Pokemon game since the original. Since Gen 3.
Gen 3 was
Gen 3 was, I think, Infer.
Pearl,
Pearl. So
Either.
Gold and
I
Silver was
think.
Gen 2, right?
All I know, it's been a long time. Okay, so I remember the one with Ruby Sapphire.
Gen 3 was, yeah, yung Ruby
Ruby
Sapphire.
Sapphire. So Pearl is Gen 4?
I think so.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, Gen 3. Ruby Sapphire. That was my last one. That was the one with Lugia and I know Lugia and Ho-Oh was Gen 2. But anyway, whatever. Gen 3. Ruby Sapphire. That was the last
I
one.
just want to address some comments. Number one,
Sure.
no, I do
Mhm.
not have $1,500 to buy a graphics card, Kyle. That's just way too much. That's the price of a laptop already.
And
That is
depending
the
on the
price
graphics
of
card,
that.
he would need to get an ESU.
Second,
Indeed.
Shaila, I'm not going to buy your old Mac. I want a PC.
Taisei.
Yes,
But
I want
thanks
to.
for comments. Thanks for
But
popping
thanks, guys, for
in.
popping in and joining us in the conversation. Yes, I use the Japanese spiel. Gorano sponsor no tekyo de o Christmas. Anyway,
Quite.
said, yes, I need it for work, but I don't need a Mac.
That is true. For the work that John does, a Mac is
Ang hirap
Not
over.
kaya,
needed.
it's so
It's
hard kaya to
overdone.
do Excel with with a Mac. I've tried. It's difficult. It's
It's
not
hard.
the same
It's harder to
commands.
excel with a Mac.
Wow.
Sorry,
So,
that's
going
sad.
back to Pokemon, I've been playing
Mhm.
Pokemon since I don't know. I since Pokemon Red and Blue. Wow, Red and Blue, not Red and Green.
That's first gen.
First gen, basically, since the
First
Game Boy
gen.
days. And I wanted to. I actually got to play up till I think X and Y.
The
If I'm,
3DS?
yeah, because I had a 3D. I had a
Oh,
DS, 3DS, but I didn't get in. I did not get Wii or Switch. Nah. So I actually have X and Y on my PC on an emulator.
Mm-hmm.
ah,
So and I've been hoping that I could find a way to play even on my PC, even if it's through emulator. But it's every time I look for ways to do that, it's so complicated. I'm like, I don't have the time to set this up.
yeah. If only they just gave us a straight out port.
I
Yeah,
would I wouldn't
would have been
actually
silly.
mind if they actually released a port, even if it's like months later or a year or so later. I wouldn't mind really.
Like a year or so late.
Yeah, and actually, if you think about it, a lot of games are moving towards multi-platform
Mm,
releases, right?
they are.
Oh
Even
yeah, because that just means more money.
even
That's
Square
true.
Enix, which has been used to releasing on PlayStation exclusively, are starting to move towards multi-platform
Mm.
I mean,
releases.
like Kingdom Hearts,
Yes,
God of
yes.
War went to PC. I think there's support for the for.
Yeah, exactly. It was for a time I think earlier this year that's like wow, a lot of people there were so many God of War memes, and that's
There
because
were God of War kasi is a became a much more deeper and mature game, unlike other games which tended to go even lighter and lighter on the storyline. But God of War for a hack and slash actually became more involved and epic. Like especially when they did the Norse storyline, that became a really deep story apparently, which I appreciate. I'm not a God of War fan per se because I didn't really play the earlier games. But then when I saw that storyline, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And I've always liked mythology stories, so that's a
it's
big plus for me.
speaking of God of War, I have a friend, or we used to be friends anyway. Wow, drama.
Woo!
But as she said before, I'm not a gamer. But so what? But I did play some games. Okay, what did you play? God of War. I finished all three. You're not a gamer,
Oh,
but
that's
you
quite
finished
solid.
all three God of War games. So anyway, I just found that funny.
It is a bit funny because that's a very solid thing.
Kyle says the reviews for the new God of War put it on par with Elden Ring. Wow.
Which is supposed to be a solid RPG talaga.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get Elden Ring. I just didn't have the budget for it. So and
Mm.
I'm kind of I think we're at an age where we're kind of anti uh you know anti Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. We are trying to be
Legit.
put your money on quality games
Yeah,
or
definitely.
free games. Free games. There's a lot, but honestly, you don't need to pirate anymore because like there's so many online platforms, and I got a couple of free games from online platforms like from Steam, and the others, Epic and the rest. Like I got Vermintide recently,
Ah, yeah, those were free for a bit.
which is also another Warhammer game. It's a first-person hack and slash, co-op hack and slash. I don't know if any one of us would play it, but I know a couple of our friends.
I have the game.
Yeah, maybe one of these days we can try it out.
Maybe.
We should have a co-op game stream.
We could.
With that being said, Gio, so where are you in Pokemon?
Let's see. I need to just defeat one more gym. I've gotten all the herbs,
Wow.
and I'm pretty far in already. I think.
I like the fact that
Maybe.
you're almost beating the game in just a few days. It just came out when?
Well, most of the gameplay isn't in the story anyway.
Yeah, the core storyline naman usually is quite fast, if I recall.
Mhm.
It's
It is.
really in the collecting and the grind.
Yeah, building up your team,
Yeah,
challenging
that's
your
where you
friends,
spend most of it.
trading, trying to get shinies, those kind of. But yeah, I'm still not yet done with the story because there's still some parts after that what I'm doing.
Mm.
But
Like
it's kind
I haven't even met the professor yet, the main professor.
what?
I haven't met him physically.
Huge
Like
irony, right?
he's only been in on a TV screen, so I haven't actually met him yet.
Wow, that's a different take on Pokemon where you
Mm.
don't meet the professor right away.
Yeah.
Mm.
That is interesting.
Mhm.
Actually, I've been following the story with Pokemon, and I'm like, not the story of the game. I'm meaning to say what's going on with Pokemon, and like every time somebody posts a story about Data Blitz, it's always about the line just to buy Pokemon,
It's
and then
always like that every year.
and there's like
I know last time me and Vince and I lined up as well. We pre-ordered in the database.
and there's like a long line. I'm like, wow. You'd think there was a block, what do you call that? A superstar or something that they're lining up for.
Well,
So what else have you been up to, Gio?
Hmm. Oh, I watched this Disenchanted.
ah,
Yeah, the one on Disney Plus. Which one just recently came?
Disney Plus.
Yeah, it just recently came here, right? Yeah, like during over the weekend.
Yeah, I actually signed up for the special promo of Globe. I got the 1 year subscription for 2,200 something.
Oh,
Normally
Oh,
it's like 2,900, so I think it was a good discount.
yeah, that's almost 30 off, right? It's around 30 off.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I got it because I wanted to give my parents options to watch on TV because they don't watch
mhm.
local TV and we don't have cable at home. So
Uh-huh.
and as soon as I gave the access to them, okay, so they exhausted Netflix. When they're tired with Netflix, they transfer to Disney Plus. So they've actually watched more shows than I have on Disney Plus.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Netflix stuff though is very limited just because of your our location. Like you don't get as much as others get. So I understand that.
That's true. That's true. That's why what you need is a VPN. Wow, sponsored. Just kidding.
We're this man. We're not sponsored. I wish.
But NordVPN, wink wink, nudge nudge. You can sponsor us.
Like they actually watch us. Anyway, let's see what else. What else? Hmm. Mostly just that. I've been playing Pokemon all weekend. So I
It
can,
has been a huge thing.
mm, a
Actually,
lot of fun.
I was excited to watch Disenchanted with people because I didn't want to watch it alone. I'm surprised, John, you haven't seen the first movie.
I caught a little of the first movie, but I admit I did not get to really watch the movie entirely. So I
It's
don't
what
know.
it's kind of funny because the first movie, Amy Adams was still quite young, and Patrick Dempsey still had black hair and didn't have as many wrinkles. So they were all
Mhm.
quite young then, and I think it was 2005 or something when they first came out.
Okay.
Yeah. The one who played Morgan was a kid.
Yes, 2007. So it's now 2022. So that's 12,
Fif-
15
15.
years. 15 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So definitely, Amy Adams is much older, and Patrick Dempsey much older. He's
They
got a
still
lot
look
of
very
white
good though.
hairs. Yes, it's true. I liked about Disenchanted is that they finally gave Idina Menzel singing lines because nasayang siya sa first movie eh. Idina Menzel did not have any singing lines at
The
all.
thing is, she wasn't. Let's just be honest. She wasn't really well known at the time. She had
Yeah,
Frozen hadn't actually happened yet.
that's true.
So like
But
I I
that's all.
kind of disagree, but that might be because me and my sister are theater people. Well, my
Yeah.
sister is a theater fan, so we went to Broadway before and West. So for plays,
Hmm.
so she was very much known to us. There's like
Known in the broad, yeah, in the
in
theater.
a Broadway theater thing.
Yeah, but to the movie people, they didn't know her, so
That
obviously, I guess
that is the point.
that's why they didn't try to do that just yet.
I suppose that is a good point.
so to be fair, the movie Rent, the film version of the Broadway musical Rent, came out in
Mm.
2005, so 2 years before Enchanted. But I guess Rent was a little bit more of a. It
It
felt
was still a
indie.
niche thing, I
It
suppose.
yeah, it was niche. So
I mean, this just Broadway theater is pretty niche thing in general because I think that's like a US thing. I don't really hear much of other musicals around
Mm.
anywhere
It's
else.
it's
As
a
in,
US UK
yeah.
thing.
So that's
Europe.
why, yeah, you can understand why it's not so. I mean, not many people know Broadway stars around the world.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
so with that being said, I'm just glad that they gave her singing lines now. And then when she
Mm.
was singing, wow, okay, she's hitting those high notes. She's
Yeah,
really
when it came to the song part, her songs were the ones that are um the highlights compared to
Yeah, because she's a
Amy
master of
Adams. Yeah,
master of the.
I mean,
even
Amy,
though she isn't the main character of the story,
I
her
know that
songs were the ones that people remembered more. I think.
I know
Yeah,
that Amy Adams can sing. It's just that
we know.
compared to Idina Menzel, it's like a whole different, whole different ball
It is.
game.
I mean, I love the Amy Adams song in the first movie. How
Ah,
does she know
ah.
that you love her?
Actually, I
How
Yeah,
love
does
that
she
song.
know that you love her?
the songs naman kasi of the movies aren't supposed to be like belters. They're just
Hmm.
fun
It's
sing.
supposed to be songs that everyone can sing.
Yeah, like most not all, but most Disney songs.
Yeah, because I mean that's how you get the fans. If it's so hard for anyone to sing, they're not gonna want to sing.
Mm-hmm. Sure, sure.
Kyle says Broadway is so sick though. So what actual Broadway shows have you seen, Kyle? Talaga tinanong ko eh, no?
Yeah,
Per-
why not? Why not?
Personally, oh, you know what? One thing that I could say that will anger a lot of theater people.
What?
I, the Broadway musical Cats is boring.
No. Well, I don't know about others, but I also agree it's not my cup of tea.
And it got even worse when it translated to film. I'm like, why?
Now with the CGI.
The CGI.
That was just bad CGI.
They even had CGI butts.
That
I'm
was
like, why did you have to CGI that?
yeah for all the things, right?
For the furries.
I did not need to see it, even in
Well,
just the trailers. Ikaw, John, so where have you been, by the way?
what do you mean? Where have I been?
Where have you been the past week?
Ah, Manila mostly. I had a lot of trips to Manila, um, which was kind of an interesting. And any other trips are well, all the trips are tired. The trips were tired. So, but I was glad to be able to hit Manila for like I was able to check out the couple of the cons.
Really?
Yeah, the we went to
Ah, yeah, that one. Yeah,
ES,
ESBS.
ESGS, so that was
Day
another
one. Mhm.
thing. Yeah, day one. We got to check out day one ESGS. So I like that.
It's been a while actually since we've been going to cons, no? I mean,
Yeah, but we do. I mean, Level Up does plan to go to a specific con next year.
yes.
Uh,
So if you are one of us, if you want to meet us, join us. We will be at a con next next year. We will probably have a booth where you can sit back and relax and enjoy maybe some drinks, some food, and some games. So exciting, right? Wow,
Mm.
promote.
Well, I hope so, cause like that is it's still a plan, and we're still gonna work on it. So, God willing, right? Whew.
So what else, John?
right?
By the way, you forgot to buy me Takuma drops.
No, I couldn't find any.
There. He didn't forget. He just couldn't find
I
it.
didn't forget. I couldn't find it. I checked
So
out the few convenience stores that I was able to drop by, and voila, it was totally not available.
Well, I mean, you did say it's very hard to
It was
produce,
very hard. Like
considering it's
we have a friend like Regin, and he was like, "Oh, it's getting hard to find."
yeah.
So you know,
So for those who don't know, Sakuma drops is a Japanese candy. It's sweets
yep,
that you find inside tin cans that they look like
they're a classic
they look
Japanese candy.
they look like a can of spam or processed meat, but it's actually sweets inside, and they're like hard candies.
Yeah.
They're called Sakuma drops,
Mm-hmm.
and they were even featured on the movie Grave of the Fireflies. So most people remember it from Grave
Yeah,
of the
that's where I know
Fireflies.
it from.
And
It's the
sadly,
kid that they were trying.
yeah, and
Sad
sadly,
story.
it's after 114 years, I think they're uh closing down. Basically, they are stopping the production of this candy after 114 years. Imagine how long that candy has existed. So I was trying to see if I could get a can for nostalgic reasons.
But alas, you might
oh
have to
well.
eBay it.
Yes. Kyle says he likes watching some theater like Wicked, again, Idina Menzel, Cirque du Soleil, and Hamilton. I've actually seen Hamilton, but I kind of want to watch it uh live.
Mm, I have never seen it. 24.
Eh,
So
But it's on
I'm sure.
Disney now. You can watch it on Disney Plus.
Oh, ooh.
So if you want to be updated with the with the Hamil trash. That's what some fans call
Uh,
themselves.
that's
Why?
fine.
So Kyle also says he's never been to a con in the Philippines, and the last he
Really?
went to was a Comic Con in Ohio.
That's a while back.
Yeah, Cons here are very different. I would say, Kyle. So it's an experience. It's something that you should. It's hard to describe because I look at cons in the States and I compare it to here. They're different. The experience is different. So
Yeah, I mean, the ones in the US first, they're much big. I mean, they're in much bigger venues, from what I know.
They're generally in much larger venues, and they generally have a lot more
Place.
space, sophistication in regards to activity. Although the Philippines has been catching up, uh, ever since what was that APCC came out some years
Ah, yeah.
back.
Asia Pop
Although
Comic Con.
unfortunately they had to shut down, but
unfortunately, because of the
I
pandemic
think they helped to really raise the bar to a quote unquote international.
level.
CSGS is doing the same thing too, I think.
But I mean,
Considering they brought
it
Riot
is
in.
doing that. But I mean, come on, when your con brings in Henry Cavill,
Not true.
that's like something.
I remember Asia Pop Comic Con was supposed to bring in what's her name? The one that
They
plays
brought in 11.
Peggy Carter,
Millie Bobby Brown.
But
Haley
Millie
Atwell, and
Bobby
they also
Brown
brought
came
Millie
in.
Bobby
The one
Brown.
who played Peggy Carter didn't arrive.
Yeah, unfortunately she didn't make it, but
Yeah,
she
she
was
wasn't
supposed to
able.
be there, and I'm like, I have to be at that con.
Jason Momoa was also supposed to come around, but he had schedule conflict, so he wasn't able.
And I was
But
surprised when they
I would still
were.
say it. Yes,
I was saying in the first Asia Pop Comic Con, they were even able to get the guy that played
Vision.
Red Arrow on
Ah, yeah, him.
and then
I forget it.
at the
Colton?
time, yeah, at the
Mm,
time Arrow was just becoming popular, so it was
that's true.
that they actually got someone from the show to come here, and I'm like,
I
wow,
know that was awesome.
that was awesome. And then yeah, they got Vision. What's his name again? I always Paul Bettany. Yeah.
Paul Bettany, yes, super tall guy.
But I think
Crazy.
those are. I think there's this idea that we need to really level up the cons here in the Philippines. Honestly,
Mhm.
Yeah, but they are getting better. I
they
mean,
are
Are
getting
getting
Rampage.
better.
Rampage
because
had
that was I think
some
that was the
famous streamers
yeah.
too.
Go ahead. But I think because that was the first con that charged 4 digit for a ticket price,
Yeah, premium price for the
right?
tickets.
Premium price, and they're like, no, that's too expensive. But people went, and they brought in big ticket hitters.
Ako personally, I
So
think the plus side of having a more expensive ticket price, it actually weeds out the the sorry to say, it weeds out the people with the jologs and the people with poor convention conduct.
generally speaking, but not absolutely speaking, it
Yeah,
is easier to find people with poor convention conduct when there's fewer people around
that's
because
true.
they stand out more. Whereas if it's a huge crowd, which it used to be like in the previous days, diba, when con prices were just like what, 50 to 100 pesos. Like you just draw in masses of people. It was so difficult to weed out any bad behavior. But when you brought ticket prices to higher numbers and you could spend more on the organizing and everything, then hey, it got a lot better.
True. So, may I ask, what do you think is the currently one of the best cons here in the Philippines?
Ooh, that's hard.
That is hard.
Because I wasn't
Because
able
like,
to attend. What was that one? Conquest? Because
hmm,
I heard a lot of good things about it.
yeah, that was the one with uh, famous streamers like Kylie and um, there's a VTuber named Bao and Lily Pichu from YouTube.
Yeah, Lily
So
Pichu. I actually saw her YouTube showing her visit to the Philippines, and I'm like, oh, cool. She was in Conquest. I didn't know that.
Ah,
Right. I think in a sense, ESGS was a little bit smaller in I don't know in how do you put it?
I guess so, but they got some big brand names though. They got
yes,
Riot,
yes.
they got Sega.
That is true.
So they didn't have like famous people, but they had very recognizable brand names in put up booths, and not just like any kind of booth. They even had like what demos for the new Sonic game that recently came out, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
that.
it wasn't like just demos of games like that had already come out or something. It was games that people really did care about.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a good showcase of the big brands in the new games. To be fair to ESGS, uh, Vince is in our comment section, and I'm thinking he can actually apprise us more on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those who don't know, the Geeks, is one of our sponsors. No, just kidding. One of our um, how do I put it? One of our supporters, one of the
Oh,
part of
that's
our
right.
group. Yes, and he was a reporter, journalist,
He's
media in during the ESGS.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the media partners. I don't know. Is he called the media partner? I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
think media partner is the title.
So my screen suddenly dropped out. Sorry.
Oh no.
One of my
Is the stream
screens.
still up?
The stream is still up, but my screen is down. So
Well,
I need to fix it.
Technical issue.
Yes. So in the meantime, John, why don't you take over and talk about what's been happening on the internet or any news lately?
What are other internet news things? Oh, okay. One of the like
oh
a bad, I guess, thing that happened recently is the news on Power Rangers guy.
yes,
Yeah, that was a bit sad.
Jason David Frank.
Yeah, Green Ranger.
David Frank, yeah.
Sad things.
Yeah, Jason David Frank. He was the original Green Ranger in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
Yep.
series, and then became
Sad
the
to hear
White
about it.
Ranger, and then something else, something else. Actually, he played several Rangers on the series, right?
He did.
Hmm.
He was White
But
Ranger, Ninja.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, the White Ranger, Black. There's a Black Ranger, Red Ranger,
He
and
was a
the Green
bunch of
Ranger.
different Rangers. Hmm. Others, I don't know. End of the year is usually like
actually, for me, I'm just shocked by the news because I grew up watching Power Rangers in
Mm-hmm. The original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
yeah,
too.
before I got introduced to Sentai, which is a whole different story.
mm,
But I really, really enjoyed the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I would say that Tommy was like, a kind of a role model figure for me. So growing up, and it's kind of sad to hear that he died of suicide, and it's sad because there's a lot of people talking about how you know I don't know. It's like some people are talking bad stuff about him on the internet because he committed suicide. It's
well, the guy is dead, so that's just kind of. I mean, we're not talking about Hitler committing suicide here.
Nope.
so let me see if I can turn on my camera again. Okay. So that kind of reminds me that we lost another great one actually prior to that. Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, we did.
Oh
One
yeah.
of them is losing a bunch of people. Kevin.
I honestly don't know the details of his death. It's just that it is really sad to lose someone who has been iconic in as the voice of Batman. In fact, he's practically the voice of Batman, right?
That's
I
true.
don't think they didn't really actually hire. many other voice actors to play Batman, and
Okay.
he even played Batman in the live Batwoman. Was it Batwoman, or was I think it was the Crisis on Infinite Earths what do you call this, crossover of WB.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Mm.
so that it was kind of it's kind of sad to know that he's no longer with us. And a lot of people are disappearing.
Speaking of people who are disappearing, well, this isn't new, but I got to watch Black Panther, which was mm, um they well obviously the entire movie was remade to, how do you say, to honor, I could say, I guess, uh Chadwick Boseman. So I hope I
Yeah, I did.
how did you?
The Wakanda Forever. I really, I mean, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed, what's his name? See, Namor. I enjoyed their depiction of him. I like the Yucatan mech, uh, me, say Aztec look of Namor.
Mm,
And then I mean, I don't want to be talking about it too much because obviously I don't want to spoil anyone. So, but yeah, I enjoyed his portrayal of Namor a lot.
mm.
I think I probably enjoyed like his scenes the most, like when he's fighting, even when he's talking to them.
He was good. He was a
Hmm.
fun. He had fun. I wouldn't say shows, but actually, yeah, maybe you could say his scenes were a bit of a show stealer. I like his scenes
Mhm.
compared to the rest. It was. Mm, a bit, yeah.
Mhm.
Mm,
Hmm. Overall, very enjoyable. I think it definitely pushed also like the world building of the whole MCU. I would say
mm.
because
I was on mute the whole
Oh,
time I was talking. Anyway, that's fine. All I was saying that I did not like the comparison between Shuri and uh Namor because it felt a bit skewed, because I think because they really originally planned to have Chadwick Boseman be the one being compared with Namor.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Anyway, going back to you, Gio, sorry.
as I was saying, I enjoyed the whole world building thing. Uh, it's hard to really tell what I enjoyed about it without actually spoiling it. Say, like, I enjoyed there was a cameo there. I really didn't see what's gonna happen, but they did that because I enjoyed uh, the parallels between that person and Shuri. The ones
Yeah.
I get what you're talking about. Go, John.
Yeah, same thing. Like when you looking in hindsight, if Chadwick Boseman was there, I feel it would have made for a much stronger storyline. As it is, though, I appreciate the fact that they were able to work with Fury being a successful drug. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. They had to change a lot of things. Feel it would have been a much more straightforward comparison movie if Boseman was around. But they had all the characters go through very interesting experiences because he wasn't. They I feel
Yeah,
like they
because he left some kind of void.
yeah because he left a kind of void. So a lot of the characters within the storyline, how they were portrayed had to change because of his death. So I think it was a good edit. It was a good adjustment to the story. I
I
do
do
like
like
what Vio said. Like he mentioned, he liked the look of Talocan, city of
Yeah,
Namor.
because the original look of Namor is just a speedo.
Yeah.
Well, what I meant by the look of Namor, I meant like his culture, his city.
Ah, yeah.
He himself is. Well, if you look at the characters, they all have slightly different outfits compared to the comic book. So, but in any case, yes, he was a good. I liked his version. So the movie as a whole, I wouldn't say it's like it's one of the best of the current phase. So, which admittedly, the current phase is weaker than obviously the lead up to Endgame, and I think they should start to fine tune their movies to be better standalones rather than keep linking everything. Because the linking movie type works when they have when they had established characters or were establishing characters.
Mhm.
Sorry, when they had already established the characters and they were building up to the end game. But I feel like they need to create a bit more independent. Some like some of the movies do well as link type movies, but
That's
some I
true.
think need a bit more air to breathe
Like,
their own characters. So I don't know.
mhm.
But
I
anyway, I mean,
I kind of agree. I do agree that in terms of Marvel phases, this is probably the weakest Marvel phase compared to the previous Marvel phases. I feel like there needs to be an escalation already to something bigger and grander because phase 5 is coming, and we keep seeing hints of things that are about to happen, but it feels like a slow burn in phase 4 because
I think it's fine. Slow burn is
for me, I'm like, you're showing Kang and you're showing uh elements of what's this, elements of Secret Wars coming,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's still so slow. The
Well,
character progression for a lot of these characters are self-contained. I think I would say that among the movies and the TV shows, the one that has the best. I would agree that Wakanda Forever does kind of build the world bigger and much larger than it used to be because of the inclusion of Namor. By the way, it's pronounced Namor in in the
yeah,
movie.
Namor.
But yeah, but the movie itself, I don't know why, but I have a different opinion that I actually didn't like it that much. I would actually rate it like a 7 or 7.5 compared to,
Out
let's
of 10.
say, out of 10 compared to, let's
Yeah,
say,
that's pretty decent.
I would say compared to the original Black Panther movie. Um,
Yes.
it was for me, the original Black Panther movie had a good pace of storyline. I like the characters introduced there. By now, this isn't really spoiler much, right? But I like the introduction of characters. I like the pace of the action. It didn't feel dragging.
Mm.
Wakanda Forever felt at times that there were sections like I don't need to see this, or I don't feel like this is taking too long. There were times like I felt
Mm.
like that. It was dragging for me, and I felt that the overall runtime, I think it's 2 hours 40 minutes, just felt
Yeah, 2 hours 15.
like it could have been done in 2 hours or less. There's just that feeling for me that they could have introduced this plot a little bit faster. Um, I do like how they give tribute to Chadwick Boseman in this film, but there were so many
Mm.
storylines that I feel like they showed it. They even had cameos, and then it led nowhere. It didn't actually lead anywhere. The storyline for those B side characters. The only one that really had a developed character storyline was Namor and Shuri. So apart from that, I'm like, okay, okay. So yeah, so I have that kind of different opinion that I think it wasn't that good. I would put it. Unfortunately, I would probably put it in the same level as the first the first Thor movie if it wasn't for the world
Ah,
building.
but the funny
Maybe
thing is,
sorry,
I actually like the first Thor movie.
really?
Yeah, I did. But then that's the thing is, I tend to like I didn't feel that the Dark World was the worst Marvel movie of. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but they're alright.